Alright, what's up y'all, it's LakerFan here. As you can see by the title in today's video, what I got for you, you can see what we got laid out here. It's the badge tier list for the slasher badges, but F through S. I'm going to start from the bottom, go to the top, and I rank these all in tiers. Now, you can see on the right here as well, I color coded them. Now, it doesn't change anything with how I rank them, it's just for your viewership. I made the red ones for like true slasher badges, like slashing, like I'm talking, you know, like just, you get what I'm saying. You'll see as we go along. Blue is for bigs in general, purple is for strictly guards, green is for everybody, and then yellow is for strictly post scores, or just the post scoring function. But anyway, we'll just move right along with this. I want to explain a lot of these. I rank them low because their function is either just trash or it doesn't even work at all. So cross key score, I'm gonna make that as an example. The function of the badge, it works, but its function is trash. And I'm talking, it literally says, I think, let me see what it says. Boost the ability to make running hooks, layups, or close range pull-ups while driving across the paint. Now, I don't even know what driving across the paint means, all right? I mean, they could have said while like slashing through the paint, or like driving through the paint. Like, I don't know what across the paint means. Like, I'm pretty sure it's just a baseline badge. But anyway, either way, this badge is trash. I stand to that 100%. Showtime and fast break don't even work. It'd be a great badge to have. I wish it worked properly, because then it would be a solid badge. Because especially for like role players who like are on a 3&D build, or like a pure defender, if you were like locking up, get a steal, boom, now you're on fast break and you do a flashy dunk and both of these activated, it would make your takeover do so much better. But I've played with players who tried to do that and it's just a non-functional badge. So the reason I have fast break finisher strictly for guards would be, you know, just the fact that they're guarding the backcourt and it's easier for them to get on the breaks. So the E tier, we have pick and roller and putback boss, and then teardropper as well. The thing about these, I'll explain a little bit. Now, some of you, I really highly doubt a lot of people think pick and roller and putback boss are good, but I'll explain just for the people who might be like a little irritated about that. Pick and roller, I feel like the function of it, even if you're a super slow, strictly inside big, if you don't get your guard wide open on a pick, and let's say you do get your guard wide open on a pick, now the big man either has a choice. He either has to step up to the guard and now you're free through the paint, or like he just doesn't step up at all, and what's the point of you even trying to finish and your guard not shoot instead? I don't know. I think it's a trash badge. It's a trash function. If you can't get wide open off a screen because you didn't set enough, it just means you didn't set a good enough screen. Putback boss, same thing. I just feel like, why even do this if you're not just going to get a wide open dunk on an offensive rebound? I'm talking like, let's say your guard puts up a shot, you box your dude out, grab the rebound. He should be behind you and you should be able to just dunk it. Now, if you somehow grab a rebound like over somebody and now you're just trying to dunk on him, I don't see why that's a good function in the first place. You shouldn't be doing that, bro. At least that's my opinion, but I don't know. Maybe the life of a 7'3" big man is just that much different. Teardropper, not really a great functional badge, especially if you're like a true slasher. What it's good for, although, is for guards who like can't dunk on people. Like, I'm talking, you don't have contact dunks, you don't have contact finisher on. This is solid for like play sharps or something like that to put on, because you know, it's that little Tony Parker badge. Tony Parker ain't about to dunk on anybody, but he definitely is lethal with this. Now, I'm not trying to make the case that it's a good badge. Listen, it's in the E tier, all right? So don't think that I'm gassing it up because Tony Parker means anything. All right, but anyway, the D tier. Now, this is interesting because a lot of you might think Relentless is like really good and functional this year. I know I had one of my homies hit me up asking about it, and I just explained it's not how it used to be. Like, Relentless Finisher used to be like, you know, it would allow you to make BS layups, but now Contact Finisher does that for you. It does the posterizers and it makes the BS layups. Now Relentless is just about finishing through fatigue, and in my opinion, 2v2 and 3v3, it's not even necessary. I feel like it's just a trash badge to have. If you're playing 5v5 Pro-Am, it's solid. I mean, even at that, I would probably only still put it on bronze. And then Acrobat, it's an okay badge as well, but same thing, I don't know. It's like, the hop dunks in general are just so OP this year that there's really no major purpose to doing this. I just feel like there's really no time to purposely Euro dunk in this game. Hop dunks are just like have taken over completely, and there's really no function of that. So anyway, we'll move on. This is where things are going to get a little dicey. This is probably where all the dislikes are going to come from, because everybody's going to gas up fancy footwork. But like I just said, hop dunks are the thing that's OP this year. It's not fancy footwork, bro. Like, this thing says it allows you to get past defenders better. Here, let me get the perfect explanation of this. I'll just load it up. Players get past defenders more efficiently when performing Euro, cradle, hop step, spin, and half spin gathers. So I understand there's a lot of things in that it explains, but in my opinion, if you're trying to get past somebody with your finish, you shouldn't be doing it. Like, I do get there's certain times where a hop dunk will get you like literally through somebody, and I don't know, it's just very odd trying to explain that. If somebody's camping paint and you are a good slasher, you should try to dunk on him. There's no getting past him. Now, if they're playing at like a high height, I understand, but like I said, bro, hop dunks in general are just OP this year. There's really nothing to it. There's guards who go crazy with it. I go crazy with it, and I don't even have fancy footwork equipped half the time. I just feel like it's a pretty trash badge in my opinion, but I put it on C because I thought a lot of you guys would get irritated if I had it any lower. I just don't think it's really all that crazy, but to each their own. I mean, if you disagree, feel free to, but this is my list. All right, so Lob City Finisher, it might even be a little high. Now, this is one of my favorite badges just because of the way I play, but I understand that the function of it isn't really all that great, and not many people like do utilize this either. So I do understand all of that, so that's why it's ranked at the C. But regardless, like I said, the function of alley-oops might just be the thing that's OP this year, not the actual Lob City Finisher. And if you have the alley-oop packages as well, that might be the biggest thing. Giant Slayer, very specific as to like who it works for. As you can see, I put the purple strictly guards. Now it barely works for my 6'9" small forward. I'm pretty sure you need at least 6 inches of like difference in height, and I think it's literally nothing less, because the only time that this pops up for me at 6'9" is against the 7'3s. Now, I don't know, bro. Like, it probably works really well for guards, so that's why I didn't want to put it too much lower. But for my players specifically, I would probably have it at like E or D. But I understood that, like, you know, it works for a lot of people in specifics, or, you know, just guards. So I wanted to at least put it right here because it is a good badge to have as a guard. But anyway, we'll move on to B. There's only 2 of them in this one, and we put Pro Touch and Deep Hooks. Deep Hooks is very specific. You know, it's only like one thing that it functions as. But, and another thing too, same thing as fancy footwork. I feel like the hook shot itself is pretty OP, and a lot of people gas up this Deep Hooks just because of, like, you know, it's very easy to think that this badge does a lot for you, but really just it's like range extender. I mean, at the end of the day, 3-pointers are what hop dunks are, where, you know, like range extender you could say is OP, but it is. But anyway, to just make the comparison, fancy footwork is like range extender. Fancy footwork Deep Hooks is like, my bad. Deep Hooks is like range extender. Range extender is OP, but it's 3-pointers in general that are OP. Deep Hooks is nice to have and it's a good badge, but I mean, hook shots is what's OP. Like, that's what you're thinking of when you think of this badge. Anyway, it just boosts your range, simple as that. Pro Touch, nice to have, doesn't pop up quite as much as Consistent Finisher, which is why you haven't seen Consistent Finisher yet. But if you're a great slasher who can time their layups properly, this is an amazing badge to have, because you will make a lot of BS in the paint, because A, you're timing the layup good, and B, you get a crazy boost for timing the layup good. Now, it doesn't help you dunk, so keep that in mind, but neither does Consistent Finisher. Now, the reason that I put Consistent Finisher in this A tier is, and you see there's a lot of them in here, and you guys are gonna hate the fact that Slithery's up here, but I'll preach this in a moment, but I want to talk about Consistent Finisher while we were talking about Pro Touch. Consistent, it pops up a lot more than Pro Touch, just because, at least for me, because in my opinion, it's real hard to time layups in this game, and it always has been hard to time layups, and anybody who tells you otherwise is capping, bro. They're straight up lying to you, because the thing about timing your jump shot is it's a set motion every single time, an exact timing. Now, here, I'll put it like this. For those of you who do, like, I'm gonna give you guards an example, all right? Your jump shot, right? When you do that step back and you shoot too quick out of it, boom, it makes you do some leaner, or like, you know, it makes you like basically like take the dribble pull up. Now, what if that happened randomly every single time you take a layup, but now there's 7 or 8 or 10 even different animations that could happen. That's what trying to time your layup is like. And that's why I say consistent finisher is way better to have than pro touch, just because it's so hard to time your layup. Because and also, what if I told you you weren't even knowing that you had to time your jump shot? Let me say you're trying to dunk on somebody, and then boom, shot meter pops up. You're like, all right, gotta adjust super quick. That's why consistent finisher is so nice to have, because it lowers the penalty of your mistimed layups. And I just feel like this badge constantly pops up on every single layup that you will take, unless you're a god and you can time your layups properly. But Slithery, I want to talk about this now. Slithery is a crazy badge. Like, I'm talking, listen, and maybe my player just decided to turn into a demigod for no reason. Like, and this happens to be coincidental. But as soon as I turned on Slithery Finisher, changed my game, dunking wise, for good, and I'm never taking this badge off. Now, I was going to put it in the S tier, but I know a lot of people would be hating because they haven't felt the effects of this badge either. But Slithery is underrated and insane, bro. Like, it's a ghost badge. It doesn't pop up ever, I promise you, like, but it does make its impact. I have no further analysis on it other than saying my dude didn't finish for jack, bro. Like, he didn't finish at all very well in traffic before I put this badge on. And as soon as I did, boom, I'm out here dunking on 7-3 rims like it's nothing, bro. Like, and I'll explain. Go watch the Flashy Passer video, and you'll see what, like, Slithery was out here doing for me, or even just the Slithery Finisher video. But anyway, drop stepper and back down punisher. Like I said, put him in the yellow. It's very specific to the post scores and the post score function itself, but back down punisher does go kind of crazy. I mean, essentially you're just adding more strength to your player by putting this badge on. But other than that, these go kind of hand in hand, because back down punisher sets you up for drop steps and also just kind of for, like, dunking on people, which is, I'll just give away S tier. This is kind of obvious. It's contact finisher, but back down punisher kind of ties into the contact finisher too. A lot of these three kind of all go together, but also Slithery and contact go together as well, depending on what build you are. And you can even say consistent finisher pops up with these three as well, just in case you don't dunk on them. But anyway, my analysis on these top 5 badges right here, they're very next level, and it allows you to just do complete BS and just get away with it. Now, a lot of these things, like the B tier ones, you got to be a really elite player. Like, hooks are a very obviously timing based thing. It's like shooting, like your jump shot. Pro touch means you have to time the layup perfectly. Now, this does activate on deep hooks as well, which is why these kind of go together. But aside from that, drop stepper and back down punisher go together pretty much as well. These two go together as well. It's just kind of interesting how they all, like, go together. Actually, in my bad, Slithery and contact is the thing that go together very well. But obviously, contact finisher is nuts. Helps you finish through traffic on layups, dunks, posterize people. It's insane. It's just by far the best badge in the game, because it's literally like what Relentless and Posterize used to do in years past, but together. Like, it's like 2 badges in one, and all it takes is 4 points to get, like, what you could with 8 if they just split up the badge. But anyway, that's all for the vid. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, all that good stuff. Turn on them noties if you enjoyed as well. Drop in the comments your favorite badge, or even also put your favorite, and then in another comment put your most underrated badge. And if you also made it to the end of the video, feel free to put contact finisher in the, because I know that's most of y'all's favorite badge. But anyway, no, just put contact in the comments if you made it to the end of the video. But anyway, that's all for the vid. Hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new. Like I said, all that other good stuff. Turn on them noties, sub, all that stuff. You get the deal. Anyway, hope y'all enjoyed. Take it easy, man. Peace.